Hello everyone, welcome back to another interesting episode of Chakde Frontend Interviews. So this is one of the series which is liked by millions of people nowadays. And what we are going to have another interesting episode on React. So we are going to build a machine coding problem statement on top of React. So we'll start with the fundamental. We'll take to the advanced level of it. We are going to introduce many interesting features. So keep watching till the end before you basically move on. Don't forget to hit like. So we have a special guest today. We have Ranita with us. So I won't take much time. Let me introduce Ranita. Hey Ranita, how are you doing?
Yeah, hi Chirag. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. So are you excited about today's interview?
Yeah, I'm like very energetic about it. Let's get started.
Oh, great. So before we get started, quickly introduce yourself. Like how much experience you have, probably where you are working, what kind of work you have done, maybe a small one.
Yeah, sure. So I have close to 3 years of experience, and currently I'm working at 91 Social as a software engineer. So my day-to-day job looks like I work on developing and maintaining applications that improve the quality and accessibility of the web apps, and I also connect with the design team and the backend team to ensure the compatibility and the functionality of the web applications. Apart from this, I'm also an open source enthusiast. I also write blogs to keep myself updated with the latest technologies. Yeah, that's about me.
Awesome. So we will do something interesting just today. So basically the problem statement is on screen. So basically what you have to build a accordion. So what this accordion basically does, this accordion is for terms and condition accordion. What does it mean? I will able to help you to understand. There is a link. Open that link in a new tab probably. So you will be able to understand it well. Perfect. So this is how your accordion is going to look like. What does it mean? We have seen very often there are terms and condition basically which are shown on the any of the dialog box whenever you go to account management and whatnot. In such terms and condition, we generally get a link. Like you have checkboxes, you get a link. Go to another website in banking and all sort of thing, right? Generally, we get to navigate to other site, read the terms and condition, come back, acknowledge over here, and then do a submit. This is a bit different. So what it has accordions inside it. You click on that, it will expand, it will show the information, and you once you have read that information, you can click on like checkbox itself, right? So hey, I have done. So you start with the accordion, a basic accordion. Click on this, it will expand. Click again, it will collapse. So we'll start with a basic accordion, then we'll start adding some functionalities, like adding a checkbox to this accordion. So that is what we will get started.
Okay, all right. Um, Fine.
Okay.
Okay. So inside the dev, I'll just write any plain text as of now.
That's a good way to test things. By the way, I'm
Uh,
doing great. So finally, things are ready
okay.
for you. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay. So I'll use the use state hook for this. So that on clicking of this, it just expands and collapse. Expand. So what use state does is basically takes an array of two elements. One is the current state, and the second is the setup function to update it.
Okay.
It, state and false. Then on clicking of this accordion, so I'll just toggle it like that. Expand header, and I want when expand header is true, then only render this text.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's test this. So on clicking of this, I'm getting one span text as of now.
Mhm.
So okay, so it should look like a box sign type of a thing. Uh,
So, couple of things. They are one, try to have at least basic look and feel related like accordion. That is one. Second,
okay,
those are multiple accordion, like that works in a group kind of fashion, right? So you can expand out of there three accordion example. So one of them can be expanded at a time. When you click on the one, other will get collapse,
okay,
right? So that is how you have to think.
okay,
It's not just one. There can be multiple accordion.
okay, got it.
So what's our thought process?
Um, yeah. So basically, I'll create a reusable component for this and basically render it three times. So that's the first one, so that there can be a three accordion kind of thing.
Okay.
Um, let's first start with that.
So give a shot.
Yeah. Then, so parent. Okay. And okay, so I can create this as a reusable component for this.
Sure. So you can use the same file in order to create that. We don't have file system over here.
Okay. So once I'll just accordion. I'll just render this component. Probably I'm not exporting it. Um, there's some errors. Let's just
So in the same file, do you want it to export import?
no, currently
Yeah, you don't have to, right?
yeah,
Sure. Go ahead. You can close your desktop. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah.
Nothing getting rendered. Some issue seems like you don't have
Hmm.
it in the preview.
Um,
Don't check the output. You can go into the preview. That should be your source of truth.
yeah. Okay, so basically this accordion is giving the error, probably because since I'm using the use state hook over here, the setup function, it's not have access to it. So because of this, so I'll just call it over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess now it work. So, okay, so now. Yeah, so kind of if I'm clicking on this, only one is getting rendered, like one is opening, expanding and collapsing.
Mhm.
So if I have to make a box, I'll just have to style it.
Okay.
So
So there is a difference. You click on the first one, expand me.
yeah,
Click on second one. Click on third one. You
okay.
got the problem. If I click on the third one, then first and second should auto collapse.
Hmm. Okay, got it.
So it's okay. You go with a small design first. That will give a more visibility, and then we can come to the functionality back. Let's
Okay.
design. Put some styles to it.
For styles, I have to do it in a scene file, like inline.
Just you can add
Oh,
inline styles. Yeah.
okay, fine. So I'll see style. It's called a black, and I'll just give a width of this 500 pixels and background. Okay. Uh, um, so now I've given us a basic style. So now I'll just focus on that. On clicking on the third one, accordion should collapse the other two.
Okay. Let's improve the look and feel bit more. Then we'll jump
Okay.
into that. Don't worry.
Okay. So you want the look and feel to be like kind of like this?
Closer, bit closer. Yeah.
Okay.
Not exactly, but something closer that can be helpful.
Okay. So I'll just give a height of just give border radius of 12 pixels. Mm, Background should be 3 and border radius should I'll give around 6 pixels. Then I'll just give a margin and padding.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
What does REM does by the way?
So it stands for responsive units. So basically, it will be responsive across all the devices as compared to the pixels.
What is the say suppose right now if I'm writing to REM, what will be
Hmm.
the pixel value of this to REM?
Uh, so like 1 pixels is one RAM is 16 pixels. I'm not sure, but 32 around, I guess, since one RAM is 16 pixels.
What does REM we use for relative or you can say responsive? What you meant by?
Hmm.
So when we say responsive, it is based on what? Like it calculates its value based on something, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't
Yeah,
do anything magic. It's just that it says that hey, I am going to calculate my value relative to something. What is that relative?
like related to the parent element.
Uh, okay, no worries. Go ahead.
Yeah. So,
maybe let's do one thing. Reduce the padding, maybe make it zero point 0.5 rem
Okay.
for now,
Okay.
uh, and just check with that, and add a margin bottom to it.
Okay.
Maybe again zero point 0.5 rem. Just take,
Okay.
click on this. Chalo, we will live this with this design for now. Let's add a functionality. So add a functionality where if you are performing on one, the other should get collapse.
Okay. Um, so probably I'm thinking like I'll use a use ref so that if well I'll store the value, and if some and whenever one accordion is clicked, it will get that value, and the others can collapse on the pieces of that. Like
How?
not sure.
How? So
Like yeah.
okay, maybe chalo, give a shot. If you need any hint or suggestion, I'm happy to do that. So like when you say you are going to use ref,
Hmm.
like what ref will give? It's just a reference. With that reference, what you're going to do?
Like I'll store that value, but
Value of what? Like what value
exactly.
you wanted to store in ref?
Yeah, so we do not have any access to something. Like basically, we have access to the DOM elements,
Which is
but
okay. Which element you wanted to access in this case and why?
here we do not have any unique elements. Like everything other same thing.
Okay.
Hmm. So the second, yeah, um, hmm,
Okay. So let me give you one hint. Okay.
okay,
So right now you have created three accordion. Accordion, like it's a same component, accordion, three occurrences of accordion that you have. Can you scroll to those occurrences?
yeah,
Perfect. Now, each one of them have their independent state. What it says, either I am collapsed or I am expanded.
hmm,
Now, does any of these share the data among each other? Like if you perform any activity in accordion 1, will accordion 2 will ever get to know what happened in accordion 1?
no,
No, it won't never ever get to know. Now, if you are not doing any data passing from one occurrences to the other occurrences, can you ever achieve the logic that we wanted to have? Which is you click on once, it ensure that others are, you can say, collapsed, right? That's what we have to
hmm,
do. So, without
okay,
this data sharing, is that thing is possible?
no.
No. Now, in React, what is a way to do a data sharing between sibling?
So we create a state to the parent component, and we can pass props to the child.
So, do you think we have to do something similar over here, where we have to uplift the prop somewhere
Hmm.
so that this decision can be taken and this data can be passed? Don't you think?
Yeah, correct. So I'll create another state over here in the parent.
Okay. Is this the parent?
Parent,
Which one is
no,
parent?
there's one, like solution. Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Const, then is seed, set state. Is it use state false? Then I'll just so I'll pass this props to every other accordion.
What this prop will
Yeah.
contain? Same boolean.
Uh, uh, Yeah, so it will contain boolean only.
So what is the purpose of this boolean? Like what you wanted to convey from this state variable?
So that uh, like if I click on the particular accordion, it will trigger the other two as well.
Okay. So now consider example. I'm considering that you are keeping this single boolean.
Okay.
Now with that one single boolean,
Hmm.
can you differentiate which one has to be open and which other have to be closed? So reason being, there are three of expend.
Hmm.
All of them are expanded state. I clicked one of them, right?
Hmm.
So what it has to do basically, it will. So what I meant by you have three items. One is open, and I'm clicking on the other one. So the one which I am clicking, it should expand, and the other should get collapse. How you're going to differentiate? Which one will expand? Expansion is written, say, suppose in your inner logic. The inner component maintains the accordion maintains the expansion logic. Okay. But how you will ensure which one has to be collapsed? Because the one which you expanded is not going to be
Hmm.
collapsed. Only
Hmm.
the other has to be collapsed. How you are
Okay.
going to maintain that state over here?
So then instead of boolean, I'll just write the expand and collapse state over here. Uh, like
Of what? Like which one to expand and which one to collapse? You are getting the problem statement. You
yeah.
have multiple.
Hmm. So
So based on what you will be taking decision, like expand which one, collapse which one, like what you are going to do.
uh, so like one which is clicked, that only will get expanded and others will get collapsed.
How that decision is taken using this variable.
Uh, hmm.
I can give you a hint if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you think of a state at a parent level, which is array of object, which
Okay.
contains your detailing around the individual accordion, and it can help you with the state management as well.
All right. So let's keep the initial
Create a,
value as null.
create an array of object over here. Let's see if you can get from that. So create an object over here.
Hmm.
Give some ID one, heading something, and description something.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Can you maintain one more key which is called expend or expended, whatever?
Expand. It will be false
Yeah.
initially.
Yeah. Can you have multiple occurrences of this and use this in order to achieve what you are trying to do?
Okay. Yeah.
So now what you are going to have something config driven kind of a thing, right? You have a configuration from which you are driving, which can help you maybe in your state management also. Let's see if we can leverage this.
Okay. So then I'll just map this whatever I did state uh, map value according and it will contain value dot id Same, it will contain heading. Then heading will be val dot description. Then dot and description will be value dot description,
Okay.
and it will take the expand state,
Sure.
val dot expand. Okay. And so our accordion also needs this thing, uh, value heading description. So I'll just pass the props over here.
Sure.
Val heading description and expand.
Mhm.
So over here it will say heading, and there will be a B tag for
So is that a heading, by the way?
sorry.
Was that a heading
Okay, no,
placed?
no, not this one. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So this is the heading, and it will take the expand also. Uh, okay, heading description we are done, and now the expand. So okay, so as of now, like I have to make it a three accordion kind of.
Sure. Are you going to make three over here? What is your source of truth? From where you are getting these things rendered?
So I'm getting over here, so I can pass kind of length three. So I can pass a prop over here
Oh,
and
hold on. So my question is, if you wanted to have
hmm,
three accordion, now where exactly you
hmm,
wanted to change? Like what is the place you are going to make a change for? You need three. Right now you have just one. What is
yeah,
the place where you actually created a one accordion? Like where you are keeping the data of your accordion?
over here in the accordion component.
In
Like
accordion, you have the data.
like I'm no in the solution component I'm creating the accordion details.
Okay. So
Hmm.
where is your actual data
In the
in
solution,
solution, right?
yeah.
Right now it has one data. If you want three
Hmm.
accordion, where exactly you will make the change?
In the solution thing.
So let's make the change. Have three accordion. All of these three accordion will have different data also, right?
Okay.
They don't have same
So
data. You have three different terms and condition, three different
okay,
headings and whatnot, right?
fine, fine. Okay, got it. Yeah. So just I'll just need another two objects for that. I, yeah, so I have kind of three accordions, and yeah. So now, I want like on clicking it should collapse the other two.
Hold on.
So
So
what I
one
can
thing
do?
I wanted to check
Yeah,
regarding the expand. Are you using the expand which is coming from the props or you have your internal state?
I have my internal state.
So you are not using the expand which is coming from the parent.
Hmm,
It should
correct.
use from the parent, right?
Okay, okay. So So I'll create an function over here, and I'll just pass it down to the accordion then. Okay.
You have already passed expand variable, right? Haven't you passed the props which talks about what's the current state?
Yeah, but I want to toggle it as well. Okay, I can. I want to toggle it also. So
So that is something that you can think how to toggle. Like you already have this data inside array of object. Now when you say you have to
hmm,
toggle, what do you have to do? You have to change somehow that data.
yeah.
How do you change is a question. So use the same expand inside your accordion, by the way.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Like I'll create a function over here, using the expand and toggle it, and send that function over here to the accordion,
Let's
and
do
so the
it.
accordion can receive it.
Go ahead.
Uh, let's see. Once toggle uh, accordion. So basically, set state is an array of objects. So set state. I'll just do this, and then it will create dot map since it's an array of objects. And so so I have to pass also the ID if it matches with the current ID. So over here, I can do one thing: toggle accordion. Uh, so, so toggle accordion will have that ID, val.id. Uh, um, so it will, if it matches with the ID, then I'll just spread it whatever, and I'll just change only the expand one.
Okay.
So expand, it should be D of expand, uh, and then I'll just uh,
Okay.
mm, so yeah, then I'll pass this toggle accordion also. Toggle accordion this one to my this as well accordion component, and I can call this one.
Okay. There is some error, right? Let's try to fix it.
Yeah, expand. Okay, so I need expand as well. Okay. So the initial, so I'm getting the accordions and all three as
So you have accordion. Individual toggling is also working, right? Now the logic that you have to write is something which is when you open one, the other have to collapse.
yeah.
So where exactly you will be making change and what change that will be.
Mm. Uh, so since we have access to different values, so what I can see, like so uh, so I can provide with the expand and the uh, like which one to, and only the ID of it. Um,
You already have that
like,
information, don't you?
yeah, I have that. Like I'm saying, like if we like if we can conditionally render, like if we have expand and the current state of the ID, then we'll collapse the other two if user clicks on it.
Okay.
Uh, uh, um, yeah, like is that approach correct? Like if expand and we have the current ID, then only expand it, otherwise collapse the other two.
Exactly
Uh,
same logic you have written somewhere. Try to find out that place and try to chip in. You have written somewhere something
yeah,
similar.
yeah, there's one over here.
What you wanted to do. You wanted to extend this logic, right? As exactly what you said.
Hmm.
Extend it. Extend this logic.
Yeah, so
So what you just said. So
hmm,
repeat it again. You have the answer right with you. So you said the one which I clicked will perform as per the action, and the other
hmm,
will go into the collapse mode. That's what you said.
yeah, yeah.
You have exactly written a ternary condition over here which can help you with same thing what you just spoke.
Hmm. Yeah, so the description. Um, is, um,
Not getting from the code. Okay, let's step one by one. So what you just wrote,
uh,
if your ID matches, do a toggle in the expand variable.
yeah,
And if it not matches, it means you are talking about all other accordion, isn't it?
yeah,
What do
yeah.
you wanted to do with all other accordion?
Just collapse it, like close it.
Collapse it.
Uh,
Instead
like
of
if it's
right. So the second the after colon you have written
hmm,
T, which is the returning the
yeah,
same object. What do you wanted to
hmm,
return?
like expand to be false.
Do it.
Okay. So uh, yeah, yeah,
Does it work?
yeah, it works. So when
Enhance.
I'm
Let's enhance it. So what I want a checkboxes along with this title that you have, and I need
okay,
a button at the bottom which should be disabled until unless you have checked all the checkboxes. So
okay,
now consider you have a form where you are using this terms and condition thing at the bottom,
hmm,
and you have a submit button. What you want until unless you have checked these accordion, right? You
hmm,
cannot submit anything. So the you have checkboxes with them and you have a submit button with them. So first you
hmm.
will enable user to explicitly check all of them, and then the button will be automatically enabled. That is what you have to implement. Let's enhance it.
Okay. So the checkboxes would be inside the accordion, or it will be
The title. If
just
you
in the
the
and
image,
the title.
also it was the title itself, right? So your title have
Hmm.
those checkboxes. Let's do it.
Okay. So, so, so I'll just create an checkbox for over here. Um,
Let's have
Okay.
the same line, right? So your checkboxes in the heading should be together.
Okay. So I'll just make it this as a span tab so
Okay.
that it comes on the same line. Yeah.
Okay. Let's click on the checkboxes, and those value has to be maintained somewhere, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So there are two problems which I can highlight. One, you maintain the value. Let's maintain the value first. Keep this checkbox value somewhere so that you can take some decision.
Okay. So checkbox value set as value is equal to. Okay. So let's put a value. It will be initially checkbox value and on change. Uh, so it basically gives us toggle state of checkbox value, and this would be initially false. And yeah, so this is maintaining the checkbox value state.
Okay. Help me. So first of all, help me with one thing. So you
Yeah.
need, so add a button also. Like you need a final button, right? Let's add that button first. Where do you want button? You want single button, right? You don't want a. Does your form have multiple button?
No, it's a like only one button.
Single
Yeah.
final button. Let's have a one single final button.
So I'll just create the button over here.
Yeah. Call it maybe submit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this button will be either enable or disable based on your checkboxes condition, right?
Hmm.
Now help me with one thing. Where are you maintaining either your checkboxes are checked or not? Yeah, like your terms and condition is signed or not.
Hmm.
Where is
And the
that
child component. Okay.
in child? How
The
do
child component
you
of
get this
yeah.
information in the parent?
So I can bring the either I can bring the set state over here to the parent component to maintain it, because I also need the submit details. Like once all the checkboxes are filled, then only the submit button should get enabled. So I can bring all the details, all the set state over here in the parent component. So I can pass the checkbox value state in the parent component so that it can the submit button can have all the details of the set checkbox value. Yeah, so I was saying, like, since the submit button is in the parent component, so I'll just can this set state I'll just bring to the parent component so
Mhm.
that it can have access to the all the details of the checkbox for the submit button.
Okay. Help me with one thing. You have
Yeah.
done exactly something similar just right now. And now you are talking about maintaining another state in order to manage this kind of a behavior.
Hmm.
Can you relate it what you did just before that? Like what you want to maintain a state which says that hey, either I am checked or not at each individual
Okay.
accordion level, isn't it?
So over here, yeah. So since I can also maintain a checkbox over here,
Let's
like a checkbox key value pair. Yeah.
go with that.
Okay. So checkbox to be false initially, and so it will be checkbox dot value. So I have to pass it as well. Value dot checkbox, fine. Value is equal to checkbox value, yeah.
It will be automatically that will show up.
Okay.
So something need to be
Are
fixed.
there some errors?
Yeah, definitely seems like.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay. State.
Simplest solution generally we feel like, yeah, go restart, reload something, it will start working, right? You can reduce the left with left panel.
Okay. Yeah. Checkbox value is not defined. Okay. Value value dot checkbox. What's the error?
Still, the problem remains the same. The checkbox value is not there in the accordion. Why?
Hmm. Value dot checkbox. Input address. Okay, I'm not passing it as a problem here.
We do sometimes silly mistakes. That's a part of it.
Yeah, yeah. So, uh, yeah. So over here, I'll also have a handler function for this for this on of the checkboxes.
Yeah, I want this button to be disabled until unless all the checkboxes are checked. How you are going to do that?
Yeah. So, checkboxes. So I'll just create a handler function for this handle
So what will happen
checkboxes.
on clicking on submit? We don't care. The only thing which we care is
Okay.
button should be disabled or enabled based on the state of the checkboxes. That's all.
Hmm. So I can disable. Okay, so I'll create a handler function that will take like if all the checkboxes are clicked, then only button will get enabled. Otherwise, it will be disabled.
You need a handler or
So
you need
that's
a variable.
um
What do you need?
like
What does check
like
takes?
hmm, a handler function as well as a state also I need.
Let's go ahead. Give a shot. Let's see.
Okay, okay. So const I'll just create a new seed for disabled enable feature. The button. set use the false, then initially it will be false. So disable automatically. Uh, button. Mm, okay. So
Is it disabled?
button, like,
When you write disabled false, what will happen? Will it make it disable?
so I have to also set the state.
What is your
Where
default value of your disabled?
initially it is false.
Do you want to by default
Oh,
disable it
okay.
or enable it?
No, by default I want to make it enable it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's done. And once I click on the checkboxes, I want the it, the submit button should get enabled. And so what I can do is, mm, so I'll so so I'll pass an on-chain function to this checkboxes and checking if all the checkboxes are checked, then enable the submit button. That's
Okay,
the approach I'm thinking of the for the on-chain.
go ahead.
Okay. So comes the handle toggle checkbox. So I'll set state. I'll again and again have to pass the ID over here and ref dot map if uh, dot ID equal to ID then uh, so the value that I was passed. The checkbox is dot checkbox. Okay, and I'll just enable the set disable button to be false. So I'll just pass this handler change function over here.
Okay, do that.
Handler on chain is equal to val.id and the toggle and on change I want this function to be called.
Let's skip.
So
Wait,
Yeah.
just checking first. Got enabled.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the problem here?
Um. It's really like um, all the three. So, box. Um, hmm. Can you give me some more hints, like how to? Uh,
Okay. So ultimately, you have an array of object
hmm,
which contains this
yeah.
information either you have checked or not. What you
Hmm,
need to do, you have to just use that array in order to get to know if all of them are checked or not, isn't it?
hmm.
Can we leverage that? So you have to just verify if all of them has this value which is called true. That's all, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
Then only disable set false. What you have written is just that based on the condition. So what is that condition where you are going to write?
Okay.
That matters.
Uh, so the condition will be like if checkbox dot length.
Checkbox.length, you see
No,
that your
like
array, your state
hmm,
where you have maintained all the
I mean,
data.
yeah. That's now.
So expand your state, line number 22. You will get an idea. You have this state which has everything like checkbox, checkbox, checkbox.
Hmm,
When you have clicked or any point of time, if you wanted to get to know either you have checked everything or not, what you will do, what logic you will write.
um, so like if all the checkboxes have been clicked, then only enable the button.
So for that, what is the logic?
Hmm. So if uh, so state dot uh, if so state is an array of objects. So state inside checkbox dot length is equal
Checkbox dot
if it
length.
match.
Will you get all the length, all the checkboxes? That's how we access the checkboxes
Hmm.
in an array of object. Okay, one more hint.
Hmm.
So if you have array of object and
Hmm.
so simply what you need to get to know if any of these checkboxes contains a value false or not. If it is
Hmm.
false, it means all of them are not checked. Can we simply
Hmm.
say that?
Yeah.
So if you have array of object and you have to
Hmm.
reach out any checkbox which contains a value false, can
Hmm.
we use some functional programming method like inbuilt method which is provided on top of array like sum?
Yeah.
Can we try to leverage that?
Okay. So let's see, like so prep dot sum.
Why are you changing that? You have to set the state, right? Like
Hmm.
ultimately that state has to be set. Only the value which is derived as a false and whatnot that has to be calculated, don't you think?
Okay. So I'll just create an a variable and use it in the set state afterward.
Okay.
So I'll just check checkbox and I'll just say state dot sum and C dot. Like you were saying about this approach, like if it's true, then only
Oh, do
C
you
dot
want me to
checkbox.
find anyone which is true or anyone which is false? What do you want?
Uh, I want to find anyone which is false.
Okay, let's do that.
C dot checkbox. So C dot to checkbox.
You want to compare with something. Like you want exactly something. What is that you are looking for?
So I want to look for the checkbox value. So that's why I'm
Checkbox value. Why?
hmm, like uh,
You just said something. You said I want a
hmm,
checkbox in this particular array of object which contains a value false. That's what you just said.
hmm,
Let's write it.
yeah.
Well, as in this array, you are looking for some is any of the checkbox which has contains a value false. That's what you meant, right?
Yeah, correct. So
How do you compare with false value?
like is not equal to the checkbox value.
Why? You have hard coded a value as in false, isn't it? Why? Where the checkbox is coming into the picture?
So I'll just pass the checkbox value over here from the handle toggle and
Why?
I'll get the value.
That's my point. Question is, you have an array of object which
Hmm.
contains checkbox, checkbox, checkbox. Three item,
Yeah.
three checkboxes. Some will be
Hmm.
true, some will be false. You're looking for is there anyone, any of these from the list contains a value called false or not? This is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
How you're going to write that logic over here? Forget about the click event and whatnot. Why that is coming all together into the picture? It's just that you have an
Hmm.
array of object. I am asking, does any one of the checkbox contains a value called false? That's what you give me. As simple as. So what you will write?
Okay. So I'll just see if it's equal to false or true. Like
Yeah, if contains false, you give me that value. That's all.
uh,
From where that checkboxes were coming into the picture? Checkbox dot value.
yeah, correct. Uh, so if it's false, then just like over here, I'll get if it's false or true, and right, and on the basis of that, I'll just disable the button
It has
or enable it.
so it contains
Sorry.
all the. Can you highlight by the way? What is the problem with this approach?
Okay. Uh, so over here, I'm just so it will check for a particular object, and in the object, it contains everything. ID, description, heading, all things.
Does it
So
really
that's
matter?
the problem. Hmm.
You have to only worry about the checkbox. Okay, let me
Hmm.
give you the hint. The state that you are playing with, in order to identify
Hmm.
if the checkbox is valid or not, it's the old state. Don't you think? You are updating the
Yeah.
status of the current checkbox just in the next line,
Hmm.
which is line number 52, and you are actually
Hmm.
validating with
Okay.
the checkbox, right? That is
Hmm.
all.
Okay.
Can you fix that? Let's fix that. Okay, now I have another question. Is the set
Hmm.
timeout a synchronous function or a asynchronous function? Synchronous or asynchronous?
It is asynchronous.
It is asynchronous. So then the item that you are updating in line number 51, will you get updated value at line number 52?
No,
Then the logic that you have still written will not work.
it's the same. Yeah.
So how to fix that?
Um, So I'll probably can. So I'll just initialize this in a variable and then can do the same thing.
Oh, initialize what? Set timeout you can put in a variable.
Not set timeout, like the set state, like this part over here in a value, and
Oh, I got it. So basically, you're saying in set state itself, you will do this logic of disable and whatnot. That's what you're saying.
yeah, yeah.
Got it. So okay, I'm okay if you can do that. But again, I have another problem statement, which is you go and
Mhm.
click on any of the checkbox.
Okay.
Click on checkbox. Why did it
Hmm.
expand? I clicked on checkbox. I don't want it to expand. Expansion should only happen on the icon or when I click on the text, which is high, not on the checkbox.
Yeah. So currently, I've given the input field in a div container, so that's why it
I
is
want
getting
it to be on
expanded.
container itself. I want that handler to be on container, but when I click on checkbox, it
Okay.
should not basically
Hmm.
expand. What to do? You can't remove it. Nah, you have to be keep the on click on the div itself, the parent. There's multiple reason. I will tell you why. There can be high,
Hmm.
there can be other icon also. I want anywhere
Hmm.
you click in that div, it should expand and collapse. Only when you are clicking on checkbox, it should not basically collapse or expand.
Okay.
In general, the logic is to expand and collapse. You click anywhere in the div, it should work. It's just that the checkbox when I'm clicking, it should perform only things
Hmm.
related to checkbox, nothing apart from that.
So probably I'll create another seed for this.
For state for this.
Uh,
In React, every
ah,
solution is not about create another state and let's do it. No worries. I think I'm done with the sort of question. Awesome.
yeah.
Great. So, everyone who is actually watching this, so I want you to basically give the feedback like how overall things basically went off. If you have to basically solve it, what is your solution going to be? So, you solve this problem statement, share your solution in the comments. Basically, I will be happy to review that. Now, coming back to your feedback, I will give you quick feedbacks around that. One few things which I liked. Hey, you understand how basically React works. You understand about hey, this is how the state management does. This is how your handler basically works, and all sort of things. Getting things done, you know, right? Syntactical point of view, you things you know. Few things that need to be worked upon, right? One, understanding the state management in the right fashion is very important. Second, understanding the data structures are very important. Sometimes we feel like, hey, what to do with the data structures, or how does it matter how I'm keeping the data? I can create
Hmm.
any one state or multiple state. How does it matter? Let me get my job done. That doesn't happen because the choices that you make, the enhancement that you are going to make on top of it actually determines that, right? So you might have faced the same problem. You started with keeping a single boolean at every accordion, and then you realize, hey, this is not possible. Like how I'm going
Hmm.
to basically manage and scale. Then similarly, when you have to introduce a checkbox, you started with same sort of thought process, and then you realize, oh, I have a better place to basically keep that data, right? Similarly, then coming around, there are few small things. People sometimes generally think, hey, what to do with the problem solving? I'm a React developer. Why are you asking me to do a problem solving thing? If you notice, we did very small problem solving, and it was part of your code, which is, hey, can we somehow figure it out if all the checkboxes are checked or not, right? So that I can take a decision either I wanted to do a submit or not. Here comes the problem solving, right? So there is no explicit round which we did, hey, let's do a problem solving, but eventually it was a part of it, which makes it something real life, right? Now, this is all good, which eventually, with the hint and whatnot, you were able to cope up with most of these things. Some mistakes we do inside of the React, like and thinking about either it is synchronous, asynchronous, where to keep the data in the right fashion, right? So, those things. One important thing, which is very important, sometimes people think, what the hell with JavaScript? Like, why I have to learn JavaScript? I'm a React developer, right? Now, the problem statement which came, I need to click on checkbox. It should not toggle the accordion. Where the event is at the parent level, it should not do. What we are doing actually, what we are doing. This there is a concept in React JavaScript which actually does handle this logic. What is that called? It's a event.
Con- hmm.
You are bubbling your event and you have to stop the propagation. That's all, right? So
Okay,
what
yeah.
JavaScript fundamentals come into the picture, and everywhere you will see the JavaScript is the part of it, right? Without having a strong understanding of JavaScript, if you anyone in general wanted to become a very great React developer, I have a strong question mark for those people. Awesome. So I really enjoyed this. I hope you find this interview well. Anything that you wanted to share your experience about this interview, Maida?
Yeah, like it was a great learning experience for me. I got to know my weak points. Surely will work upon it and improve it. And thank you for having me. And like just want to say like thank you for so much for whatever you're doing for the community. I just learned the videos. I'm learning everything from your videos. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a pleasure having.
great. So I like the attitude of, hey, I know what are the things I have to improve, and next time we meet, I have my improvement done. That's a spirit. I like it.
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely.
So everyone who's actually watching it, so I generally have a pattern saying that, hey, you tell either if a person with like around 2 year, 2.5 year experience, if have to be selected or rejected based on the today's round. So what your opinion, right? It's a cross open problem statement for everyone. Give your feedback. I will be happy to hear that. Share this video as much as possible. If you have not liked, please like it, subscribe it, and we'll see you in the next video. So thank you for watching.